Hello and welcome to Better Living Through Yoga. I'm your host Rosanna from Sunrise Yoga Studio here on beautiful Oldbury Bay. Assisting me today, we have the lovely YJ of YJ Station in Aurelia, and also Jason from Yoga Warriors. So today we're going to do an all levels practice that you can enjoy from home. And I recommend you have a mat or a towel and just wear comfortable clothing and have water handy. I will demonstrate the more advanced versions of the postures, and Jason and YJ will show the intermediate and beginner. So please listen to your body and do what suits you. We're going to start in a comfortable seated posture, and you can just let the backs of your hands rest on your thighs. We're going to begin with the breath. Just noticing the airflow in and out of your nose. And we'll take a few rounds of breath, and I want to offer a mantra. I am careful with my thoughts and where my attention goes. Together, let's take a nice big inhale. Reach the arms nice and high. Draw in the energy you need. And as you exhale, press your palms away and clear a path for that energy to flow. Again, inhale, fill up. Palms face away. Exhale, clear out. One more time. Breathe in, look up. Fill your lungs. And exhale, empty out. And then we'll just bring our hands to our heart center, palms touching. You can bow your head here and maybe putting forth an intention or a focus for your practice today. And then just seal that in, light press of the palms. I want you to take your time. We're going to transition over to a tabletop position. So coming onto your hands and your knees. Hands just beneath your shoulders and knees under your hips. We're going to come into a child's pose, a resting posture. If you'd like, you could bring your knees a little bit wider toward the edges of your mat. We're going to sink your hips toward your heels. Extend your arms slightly and bring your forehead all the way down to the mat. If it doesn't quite land, you can stack your hands or you can use a pillow to support your brow. And I want you to stay for a few rounds of breath. Just noticing, feeling, and giving yourself this opportunity to release and let go. And this is a posture that is available to you anytime. Let's take one more full cycle of breath here. And then taking your time, slowly shifting forward into tabletop. So back onto hands and knees. Knees are under your hips. We're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to do some gentle happy mad cat, some spinal extension and flexion to warm up through the spine and the core. So as you breathe in, let's drop the belly. Let's look high, lengthening. As you exhale, we're going to round the back, tuck your chin, tuck your tail, arc your spine. And just flow with your breath. So inhale, heart lifts. And exhale, the back arcs. If you're looking for a little bit more core activation on your exhale, you could hover your knees just off the mat for the duration of that exhale. Releasing back down softly for the inhale. Let's take one more round together. And then just relax to a neutral spine. Wonderful. Preparing for downward facing dog. We're going to take our hands a little bit higher than the shoulders, fingers spread super wide. And we're going to keep a softness in the elbows. Release the weight of your head, look towards your belly. And when you're ready, you're going to pull your knees off the mat. Shift your hips over the heels, and then you can pedal the feet slowly. So we call this walking the dog. Just lifting one heel at a time. pressing the other flat. You can sway your hips, you can peek under either arm to gently stretch the neck. And then let's rise to our tippy toes. Bend your knees slightly, inhale, look forward, so it's a little crouch position. And as you exhale, press back, heart toward thighs, tail to the sky, and just let your chin fall toward your chest. Shoulders release from your ears. And you can have as much bend in your knees as you need. You don't need to have straight legs, just a straight spine. Just allow your breath to flow along your spine, bringing your mind home to your body. Let's take one more belly breath. Good. Let's look forward slightly. I want you to walk your feet towards your hands. We're going to come into a waterfall. So just let your upper body fall forward. If you want, you can take a hold of your elbows, maybe add a gentle sway, ragdoll, letting your belly graze your thighs. Releasing anything you don't need, let it drip away. And then just come to center, hands to the earth. On an inhale, let's lift halfway. So hands to mat, shins or thighs. Let's look forward. And then exhale, pour. Let your upper body be passive. We're going to slowly come to standing. So you're going to drag your fingers along the fronts of your legs as you round through the back. And slowly come all the way up. And you can lift your shoulders up, back, and down. And we'll find mountain, top of the mat. Feet are about hip distance apart. Arms are long, palms are forward. We'll just take a moment to root through those feet. Maybe spread out your toes, shift your weight evenly. And as we root down, we're going to rise up. We're going to lift the heart, lift the crown of your head. Feel that spine lengthening. And just embrace the stillness and the strength of this pose. It's a foundation posture. Pressing down through your feet. Inhale, reach as though you could touch the sky. Look up. Palms touch, and exhale, hands to center of your chest. Again, breathe in, lengthen. Maybe lift your heart, take a little back bend. Exhale, empty out. One more time. Inhale, rise. This time, as you exhale, we're going to bring our arms wide and fold in half. Forward fold, reach toward the earth. Inhale, half lifting, look forward. And then exhale, release, let it go. Good. Open those arms nice and wide. Reverse swan. Inhale all the way back up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Beautiful. Let's bring our feet closer together. We're going to do some half crescent bends to get into the side body. We're going to interlace all but our index fingers. This is known as Kali Mudra. Okay, so we're going to inhale, reach and rise. As you exhale, let's arc over to your right side. We're going to stay for a few breaths. You can tilt your chin toward that top left arm. I want you to get nice and heavy into that left foot. Really stamp down. Optional to take a balance pose here. You could float your right foot out to the side just to test the waters. And then return your foot. Inhale, lengthen, lift. As you exhale, bend your knees and elbows, tap your hands behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale over to the left. Neutralize the head and neck. Gaze up to that top right arm. Good. And again, let's get really heavy into your right foot. Optional to float the left foot out for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, rise. Exhale, tap back, bend your knees. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Release your fingers, exhale, hands to your heart. And then just let it go. Release back into mountain, standing foundation. It's a good time to check in, just notice how you're feeling. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, release. So from here, we're gonna get nice and low, so you're gonna touch the mat with your fingers. So bend your knees as needed. I want you to reach your right leg up on an inhale and step your toes to the back of the mat. We're coming into a lunge position. So we're gonna have our left knee over the ankle, and you can raise your gaze if you like. We're gonna take a twist. So you are welcome to bring that back knee down. Okay, we're gonna get heavy into your right hand, and I want you to wave your left hand out and up, eyes follow. So we're just wringing out gently around the spine as you breathe into the pose. And then let it go. Release. We're going to bring that back knee down. You can untuck your toes if you like. We're gonna bring our hands up to that thigh. It's a nice tall spine. We're gonna ride the waves of our breath. So as you breathe in, I want you to draw your belly back from your thigh, make a little space. And as you exhale, we're gonna lunge a little deeper and just flow. Again, establish your rhythm. One more cycle. And then we'll just pause here. Bring your hands back to the earth. So framing that front foot. We're going to tuck your back toes under, lift your knee, and then we're gonna spin your back foot open so your toes point to the right edge of your mat. So we're setting up for our warrior position. You can either walk your hands up to that front thigh, or you can open the arms and pull all the way up. And then as you exhale, lunge into our warrior one, Virabhadrasana. This is a powerful pose in the lower body. We root through those feet, but our heart is lifted. And I want you to stay connected to your breath. We're gonna hold this pose for a few more rounds of breath. We're going to take a quick break and we'll meet back here. Let's take one more breath in Virabhadrasana, and then we'll gather our hands to our heart center in pyramid pose. This is a nice hamstring stretch. We're gonna step your back foot in a little closer. So your right toes are going to point to the top right corner of your mat, and the front leg is straight-ish. Lead with the heart. Inhale, look up. Exhale, slow bow forward. Pausing when you feel that nice stretch in that left leg. Then we're going to take our hands to our thigh, and then maybe just start to pour and melt over that front leg. So just go where you are comfortable. You can hold onto your thigh, or you can travel the hands down towards your foot, or even reach for the mat. Let the head be heavy. Take some nice, soothing, letting go breaths as you breathe into the back of that leg. To release, we soften into the front knee, slowly walk your hands up your leg, round through the spine. And we'll finish this sequence with a balanced posture toppling tree. So palms face forward, arms by your side. We're gonna transfer more weight into that front foot as your back heel lifts. And then when you're ready, those right toes flick away from the mat and you push through your heel, slight bow. Squeeze shoulder blades together behind you. Actively reach those fingers back, palms down for 3, 2, And 1. Release your foot. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, home to your heart. And just pause for a moment. Notice how that feels in your body. And we'll repeat that sequence on the other side. Let's inhale, lift. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, half rise, flat back. Exhale, pour. Breathe in, your left foot reaches up, toes to the back of the mat. We'll come into our lunge. Good, so you can bring that back knee down. We're gonna align the front knee over ankle and we'll take a twist. So heavy into the left hand, let's wave that right arm out and up. And just breathe. Good, hand back to the mat. Let's release your back knee. Hands on that front thigh. And we'll flow with our breath. So inhale, make space. Exhale, lunge a little deeper. 2 more cycles. And we'll just hold forward here. Reach for the earth. Tucking your back toes under, lift that knee. And then spin the back foot open, planting through the pinky toe edge. Either walk your hands up that front thigh or just open the arms and lift. And we'll come right into warrior 1, lunging, heart lifts. Hips are square. And just feel the power and the strength of this pose. Tapping into your warrior spirit. One more round of breath. Hands return to your heart center. Setting up for Tanasana pyramid. We're going to straighten that front leg, back foot steps in slightly closer, left toes point to top left corner of your mat. Hips square to the front, inhale, gaze up. Exhale, hinge slowly forward. We'll pause when our heart faces the earth, shoulders back. And then hands gently on your thigh. And optional to just melt, pour over that leg. You can have a micro bend to your knee. Forehead relaxes toward your leg. Energy flows where our attention goes. So sending soft, smooth breath to your hamstrings. Preparing to release, soften into that knee. Slowly walk your hands up your leg. And then transitioning to our balanced posture. So palms face forward. And we're getting heavier into that front foot. The back heel lifts, so you're on your tippy toes. And when you're ready, engage the arms, press back, shoulder blades together. And then flick those left toes off the mat as you bow. And then fingertips can reach back. Feel that strength. Really press into that right foot for stability. You got this. Inhale, lengthen and rise up, releasing the foot. Exhale, home to your heart. And then let it go. Good. We're going to transition down to the mat. Inhale, tall. Exhale, bow. Let's walk back to a downward facing dog. So in that inverted V posture, take a few letting go breaths here. Now you are welcome to take a child's pose if you'd like. Good, release your knees. And we're going to transition here. So we're going to shuffle our knees to one side of the mat. Release your hips and bring your legs all the way around to a seated posture. And we'll just sit nice and tall, palms up, take a moment of calm here. And we've really focused on our hamstrings thus far. We're going to take a full forward fold. Inhale, reach and rise. Pointing through your toes, exhale, reach those arms forward. And then bring them all the way down somewhere. It doesn't matter where, whether you hold your legs, your ankles, or your toes. And we're just going to bow the head, shoulders back from ears. Remember our mantra, I am in control of my thoughts and where my attention goes. Relax your hands to the earth. Tuck the chin round through the spine to slowly sit upright. Then we're going to bend our knees, feet flat, hands behind your hips. Let's take a few wipers side to side, head turning the opposite way. And then back through center. Feet are flat. Just make sure you're in the middle of the mat so our head lowers onto it. We're going to scoop up the backs of our thighs and just uncurl through the spine all the way down. And we're going to keep our knees bent, feet flat. Arms are long. We're going to come into bridge pose. As you breathe in, let's lift the hips to the sky. You can keep your hands down or you can interlace your hands and walk your shoulders together. So I want you to keep that breath flowing smoothly. Try to maintain some softness across the face, even though we are challenged in that lower body. Let's take one more breath. Lift that tail to the sky. And as you exhale, tuck the chin, release slowly through the spine, come all the way down. And just let your arms spill out. Palms face up. Let's bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall open, hands on your belly. And I want you to really connect to the rhythm of your breath. So feeling your belly rise and fall. And we're starting to shift down through the gears. And then we're going to bring our hands to our heart. Let's take a nice big stretch. As you inhale, extend your arms back overhead, lengthening from your tail through to your fingers. And as you exhale, hands return to your heart. And we'll bring our hands to our thighs, close knees together. And maybe just heel toe your feet a little wider apart and bring your knees together. Just counter pose. Again, if you want, you can wiper your knees east and west a few times. Good, back through center, and we're gonna heel toe the feet together. I want you to draw your knees in towards your chest. And we're gonna take a waterfall pose. So I want you to extend your toes and your fingers to the sky. So feeling weightless. Feeling that cascade of circulation returning to your core. Feel free to wiggle fingers and toes or maybe roll around your wrists and your ankles. Or just be still. This is very beneficial for your heart. And then returning into that hug. Embryo pose, lift your forehead to your knees, squeeze in. And then let it go, release. We're going to bring your feet down. I want you to extend your feet out toward the bottom corners of your mat. Let your arms relax, palms face the sky. And we're coming into our final meditation known as Shavasana. So as you make yourself comfortable at home, feel free to use any pillows or blankets to make yourself more comfortable. And know that you're welcome to remain here long after you no longer hear my voice. I want you to close your eyes and continue your journey within, staying connected to your breath. Letting your muscles relax from your bones, and letting the weight of your body sink into your mats. Relaxing into yourself. Marinating in the sweet nectar of your practice. Savoring each breath, each moment here. Knowing that your body benefits from movement and your mind benefits from stillness. It's been my honor to lead you. Namaste.